up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Been on vacation, in case you haven't noticed. I was at the beach. Took a few days off. Haven't seen me in a while, I know. Where's everybody from? England, Switzerland, there we go. Good to see everybody. I don't know if you can tell, I know I look pretty washed out here. I actually have a little bit of a tan. Went down to the beach in Savannah, Georgia over the weekend with the kids. It was great. It was fun to go in the ocean, go swimming. And my son Dylan's got a broken thumb. Some of you that follow me on Instagram, Dylan broke his thumb. He broke his thumb on May 9th, but he didn't get a cast until last week. He's going around for 2 weeks with a broken thumb. And I noticed, I said, Dylan, is your thumb still swollen? He got jammed playing soccer. Got hit in the hand. Which is weird. Happened at school, but he plays goalie on his soccer team, so it didn't happen during the whole year, and then he's goofing around at school and he breaks his thumb, which is the third time that Dylan's broken a bone in the first week of summer. In the last 5 years, he's broken a bone 3 times. So he's been in a cast starting the summer off. So he's got 4 weeks with that. That is really not fun. Anyways, we're having a crazy storm here today. I was noticing it was storming. So if I get cut off unexpectedly, then you know why. Okay, so did you guys miss me or what? Could you tell I was taking time off? I hardly put anything out the last few days. I didn't even bring a guitar with me, so I went to the beach and I was like, I'm not bringing a guitar, and need to get rejuvenated a little bit. You guys are used to seeing that video come out every day, right? It's like, where's Rick's video? What's going on? What happened? Anyways, yeah, you gotta take time off occasionally. You save the live streams for stormy days. I think that's actually true. I was actually making I was going to make a video today on the guitar style of Dorian and Lydian. You guys know who he is. A bunch of people have been saying to get him on for sounding off, so I've written to him. So hope to hear back from him. He's a great player. But I'm working on a video where I transcribe some of his lines and stuff, and he uses a lot of spread triads and things like that in his lines, and a lot of octave displacement, where he'll play notes in kind of odd times and use a lot of. He'll use spread triads, but over bigger interval things. He'll go. Then you might use a D flat major. Let me do it in C major. So if I go E, or using the E here, jumping down here, and then you can do a lot of really a lot of cool things with spread triads. If you if you take a C minor chord, for example, if you look for the good triads, the basic triads that come into a particular scale, let's say we take a C Dorian scale, right? And I play a C minor chord like that, and I play C minor spread triad, E flat major spread triad, G minor spread triad, B flat major spread triad, and then you can go F major spread triad. Let me explain spread triads. Everybody know what spread triads are? Because a lot of times I go into these things and I haven't even explained them. A spread triad is if you take a basic close position chord, So let's say I take E flat major. So 1, 3, 5, E flat, G, B flat. I take the middle note. You can either move it down the octave or up the octave. If you move it up the octave, so let's say I move it down the octave, because that would be where I've taken my, I don't know if you guys can see this. So I've got G, E flat, B flat. I took the E flat, the G here, moved it down to the bottom. So now the E flat's in the middle of the chord instead of being in the root. So all your spread triads, and they can go up the octave as well. If I take the E flat, if I take the G up the octave, then if I go up the octave, the root stays in the same spot. So it's easier to go up the octave with it. It's less confusing if you want to figure out a spread triad. So take the middle note of a triad, of a closed position triad, and throw it up the octave, and you have a spread triad with the same root. So once again, E flat major. Let's do it in D major so you get this. D. Let me do it in C major. Even easier. Everybody complains I pick hard keys. Okay, we'll do C major. C, E, G. If I take this E, the middle note of the chord, and put it there, so C, G, E, that is a spread triad, root position spread triad, okay? Now, that has obviously two different inversions. So that's off the root, that's off the third, and then that's off the fifth. Then it starts over. Now these are really good to know. That's actually all of them there. So I've got E, C, G, G, E, C, C, E, or C, G, E, E, G, E, C, G, G, E, C, C, G, E, E, C, G. So you practice those. I take the best way to practice them, I think, is to practice them from the lowest note available on the guitar. So with C major, the lowest note's going to be the open E string. So, and I would pick through them. I would play through them as chords first. Can't quite get up there on this guitar. And then come back through with them. Once you've done them as chords, then you try and do them as single notes. This is where you start getting this kind of open picking here, which is really, I do it with alternate picking. Then you can come down. If you can hear that thunder, it's thundering pretty hard here. So if you do minor, a spread triad, that would be C minor. You do the same thing, and you'd practice through them. But I would practice. I would work on them. I just take the major ones to start and just get used to alternate picking them. Now, when you hear this stuff, this is what Eric Johnson does a lot of. He'll do them on the inner strings. Joe Bonamassa does this a lot. Julian Lange does this a lot. We'll do a lot of these spread triads. Pat Metheny, he was like the first guy that did it, really, though. What is that tune? Missouri Uncompromised? No. It's a tune off Bright Size Live. It's basically all based off spread triads. But a good thing to do is take this C major, just take the inner four strings and just go. And I would go C major and go through all the diatonic chords in the key of C major. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished. That B diminished, you guys, anybody that was watching my video about playing over one chord, and I was playing over just like an E5 chord. and I played something like this. So I'm playing E major. So right there, those are all spread triads. E major, then B7 essentially. D sharp diminished. Then back to E major, all spread triads. Beautiful sound. So, take them diatonically, like this. And practice alternate picking them. Then try and go. That's a little bit harder when you go from the bottom note to the top note and down. You might want to try and hybrid pick this. You know about hybrid picking, where you can use your middle finger or your other fingers and you go. You know. I just trim my fingernails, really. And then I would go in patterns like that. That'll really help get that hand. That'll get that hand moving. And then, after you get that down diatonically, just moving up, then do them in thirds. So you go. So you go in C major, E minor, D minor, F major, E minor, G major. So just even do that much. So I'm going C major. So. That's cool sound. Practicing them like that will help you play vertically. When I say vertically, you're playing up the neck this way, and it'll help you get. So I'm going C major, E minor, D minor, F minor, F major, E minor, G major, F major, A minor, G major, B diminish. Really tricky to do, but they will sound great in lines. It sounds great in lines if you mix it in with other things. Like if I were to go. What did I do? I just did. So let's say you're doing A major. I'm doing an A major chord, and I play A major, C sharp minor, E major, B major. So A, and I'm playing. I'm going down here, then I'm going up to the C sharp, E. That's cool. So I did a little B major, B sus, B major, A Lydian. Don't forget your Lydian triads too, that can be spread triads. Okay, that would be a Lydian spread triad. So I have the 1 sharp 1/5 and sharp 4 there. Anyways, so you guys inspire me. There you go. So, ooh, that's nice. Try that one. Hold on. A major, C sharp minor, E major, B major. So I'm doing A major, C sharp minor, E major, B major, A major. Oh, I go F sharp minor to B major. Ooh, that's cool. G sharp minor to B major. No, C sharp minor to B major. So I'm going. That sounds cool. So, what chord is in the backing? I'm just playing E and B and A. Or, I'm sorry, just A and E. A in the bass. It's like A5 chord. You can make it A sus 2 also, it'll sound great. Check it out. On A sus 2. It's like, hold on. That's nice. There we go. So, A major, C sharp minor, E major, B major, A major, C sharp minor, B major. And I just came down A Lydian triad. Yeah. So that's using just spread triads, and the ones that I'm picking out of here are I'm doing A major, something in A Lydian. So I'm taking an A major chord. I'm just thinking diatonically, what are triads that work out of A Lydian? A major is off the root, right? Then C sharp minor is off the third. Pretty simple. When I do C sharp minor, it gives me the 3, 5, 7. So it's basically like playing an A major 7 sound. And then when I go to E, it gives me the 5, 7, 9. So it's like an E over A. It's like a major 9, no third. And then what did I do here? Then I did B major. So I got the sharp 4, the 9th, and the 13th on here. So I'm increasing tension with each of these. So I've got 1, 3, 5. Then I've added the 9th on this one. Then I added the 7th and the 9th on that one. Then I got the sharp 11 on that. So I'm increasing the tension on this. And this B major, I could go, so I'm doing. That's what I played. Okay, you do the same thing on a minor chord. So let's say I'm playing C minor. I can use, let's say, in the key of C minor, I can use the spread triad off the root. So I'm going C minor, then I can do it off the third, E flat major. I can use G minor off the 5th, okay? That gives me the 5 flat 7 9. Then I can use B flat major, and I can use F major, okay? So I use C minor, E flat major, G minor, B flat major, F major. So that would sound kind of like this. Let's see if I can do this here. I'm kind of in an awkward position here. C minor, E flat major, G minor, B flat major. That gives me like that minor 13 sound. So I just went C minor. I would either choose G minor or B flat major, not use both of them because they have there's only one note difference. So I'd go. That's cool. C minor, E flat, B flat, F. Then you can go back up to C minor there, E flat there. Then I go to B flat there, and I go to F major there. Kind of hard to see these, but once again, you take the C Dorian scale and you harmonize it. Okay, so you go, you say, what do I have in this scale? Well, I'm taking the C Dorian scale and I'm saying, okay, what are the triads that are built off of the first, the root, third, and fifth of the minor chord? Okay, so you get C minor, E flat major, you get G minor off the fifth, okay, or you can have B flat major, which is off the flat 7, and then F major is off the 4th degree, and the F major gives you that minor 13 sound. The minor 13 sound is really kind of that Dorian sound, though. So if I hear that 13th note, this. A there. Right? So I've got that E flat major and F major triads that give you that Dorian sound. E flat, F, B flat. Yeah. Just go in between those. B flat major, F major, E flat major, B flat major, F major, then E flat major. Gotta know all those scales and triads and arpeggios everywhere on the guitar, whether it's the major triads, whether it's the major seventh chords. I was just doing major seventh, all the seventh chord triads here in C Dorian. So I'm going C minor 7, B flat major 7. That would be an A minor 7 flat 5. G minor 7, F 7, E flat major 7, D minor 7. Those are all the seventh chords at C Dorian. Whoops. What was that? That's what I was doing. That's your A half diminished. So I'm doing C minor 7, D minor 7, E flat major 7, F 7, G minor 7, A minor 7 flat 5, B flat major 7 to C minor 7. Cover the neck in those. Cover the neck in the spread triads. Do all the diatonic ones in the key. Do them in thirds. Play them, make lines up with them. And then work on some of the odd note groupings. That's the other thing is using intervals and some of this octave displacement to do things like this, like I was doing at the beginning, where I'm going. Okay, so those are all sevens there. So I'm going. It helps you really learn where those notes are. That's tough to do, especially holding the guitar like this so you guys can see. I was talking about coffee, so hence what's that? I've been working on ear training. How do you recognize complex extended chords? Why do people ask me these things when I'm talking about something else? Put it in the comments and I'll answer the question. Absolutely. Put all this stuff in the comments. Anything that you want me to answer, put in the comments when I'm done. Because remember, none of these stay in here. If I don't read them right now. Oh, so how many of you guys watched the my perfect pitch video that made everybody mad? Anybody watch that one? I know a lot of people watched it, but it's a lot of people that don't normally follow my channel that watched it. Why do people get so mad about that when I say adults can't develop perfect pitch? Perfect pitch, having great relative pitch is way more important than perfect pitch. My son Dylan has great relative pitch, and pretty much everyone else, most people lose their perfect pitch that have it through their whole life, lose it starting around 50 or so. And I have a friend of mine that's a doctor that we've talked a lot about this. His name's Mark, and I'm going to have him on Sounding Off. He's a brilliant, brilliant guy, and his specialty is not neurology, but he knows so much about the brain. It's incredible. And we were talking about this the other day, and he thinks that we were talking about the possibility that as you lose your top end of your hearing, that people that have perfect pitch possibly are hearing all the upper harmonics better, and they hear when things are in line. This was his theory, and that's why they're able to, their brain can tell when they're, when particular overtone series are lined up. And maybe the reason that people lose it when they get older is because they lose the top end of their hearing, and they're not hearing all those harmonics. That's a possibility, because usually it'll go down a half step, their person's perception. But there's a piano teacher that was at Curtis named Abby Simon. If you type in Abby Simon, it's Abbey Simon and perfect pitch. And he talked about the famous Russian pianist Richter that lost his perfect pitch. He was playing a Beethoven piece, and he walked out on stage one day, just out of the blue, and he was hearing the piece in his head like he always did, and he sat down to play the piano, and he played the first chord, and it was a half step higher than it was in his head. And he just couldn't mentally deal with it. He'd relied on his perfect pitch for his entire life, and when the sound didn't come out like he expected I think it destroyed his playing. And a lot of people that have perfect pitch, if you don't develop strong relative pitch, eventually you lose your perfect pitch anyways when you get in your 50s, and usually by 60 it's off by a whole step. So it's actually gone. So if you don't have really great training in relative pitch, then you're toast when you get to be, in your 60s or so. So you need to have great relative pitch, much more important than perfect pitch. The only thing that perfect pitch is good for is to learn without your instrument. It's like if you're listening to a piece and you're eating dinner. When I'm playing music at dinner, because we listen to music at dinner, Dylan can listen to a piece and knows exactly what's going on there without a reference pitch. Well, if I've heard a pitch during the day, if I hear this note, I know that's a G. I don't have to reference it. I just sang a G right off the top of my head because I've heard a G today, okay? So once I've heard a G or any note, then I've got perfect pitch basically because my relative pitch is so fast. So what's the difference? My relative pitch is as fast as his, it's not quite as fast as Dylan's. And people say, well, I think that I have perfect pitch, but it takes me 20 seconds to get the note. Well, you don't have perfect pitch. Perfect pitch is an instant thing. It's like there's no thinking to be done. You don't have to think about the pitches. You just hear them. Anyways, wait, somebody just said something about Richter. Yes, who lost his pitch. That's correct. It was Richter, yes. And being able to sing a note as a reference pitch, yeah, that's great, but it really doesn't mean anything. Can you tell? All you need to do is be able to go from a pitch and be able to sing up an interval or down an interval and be able to recognize chords. I did an interview with Steve Hunt today. He's going to be on Sounding Off. I don't know if any of you guys know him, but Steve played with Alan Holdsworth for 10 years. He was his keyboardist. And we talk a lot about Alan. We talked about Alan mainly the whole pretty much the whole interview of what it was like to play with Holdsworth for 10 years. He played on records. He played all his tunes live, and Alan didn't know any theory at all. He didn't know what the names of his chords were. He kind of had an idea, but he would have the chord shapes, and then the bass players would fill in what the bass notes were. They would kind of decide, and it's interesting. When you hear the interview, it's fascinating to hear kind of Alan's process, but Alan had an incredibly good ear for this stuff, right? He didn't have perfect pitch. Most of the people that I interviewed on Sounding Off don't have perfect pitch. Okay, so the only two people have it that I've interviewed: Iden, Essen, and Jordan Rudess. Out of the 12 people I've done on Sounding Off, only two people have perfect pitch. I'm talking about the best players in the world. So it's unimportant. But for people to sit here, I'm trying to get Jacob on. For people that are working on trying to get perfect pitch, don't waste your time. You're better off learning your spread triads on your instrument, or you're better off, composing a piece of music in the time you'll take to try and listen and memorize. You can't memorize tones. You think you can, but you can't. So workshops. Let me talk about this. Remember, I've talked to you guys about the workshops. I'm thinking about doing one in LA and New York and England, but I'm going to do one in Georgia here. And I'm not sure if I should do 1 day or 2 days. Anybody that would come to a Georgia one, if I did it here in Atlanta, if you type in now, Amsterdam, that's not in Georgia. Come to Dublin. Would you come to London if I came to London? Would you come from Amsterdam to London for a 2-day workshop? Yes, Dublin. Yes, you would. I mean, I know Amsterdam to London is not very far. I've done it before plenty of times. Done it a few times anyways. Montreal. I'm going to sell I'm going to put it up. I'm rebuilding my website right now. I have my new intern starting tomorrow. So I'm going to be fully staffed as of tomorrow. So I'll be able to really get cranking on my videos and everything. And I'm rebuilding my website over the next week. And on that, we'll have the sign-up sheets where people can pay to come. I think the Atlanta one I'm going to do is going to be probably going to be 1 day workshop, all day workshop, like 8-hour workshop. New York, Seattle, Berlin. Oh man, I'd love to come to all these places. Work it out. You guys want to fly me over there and set it up? You guys want to set it up? I'll come. Get people there. LA. How much for tickets? I don't know. I'm not sure if I should do a 1 or 2 day workshop. It'll be on a weekend. All of them will be on weekends. How many people would I need? Oh, I don't know how many people I would need. 50, 100 maybe? I don't know. Maybe less. Depends. If you want it to be intimate, it'd be more money, but have less people. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out right now. If you guys want to private message me, anybody, you can write me at my rickbeato1@gmail. If you have any thoughts on this. Don't write to me and say that you want me to get so and so to come to the thing or something. But if you have any concrete ideas or suggestions on places to do it, I kind of know from my analytics where I had probably had 2,800 subscribers in the UK last month alone. So can I get 100 people? I don't know. You guys want to come and see me and meet me in person or what? I was at Starbucks today here, and some guy's like, I love your videos, man. Thanks. It was pretty awesome. What about doing this with universities? Well, you can't do it with universities over the summertime. The summertime's the best time because people have it off, but all the colleges are out. That's the problem. So Seattle's full of Starbucks. How important is knowing the notes instantly on the neck? Very important. Can rent space. That's what I would do, is probably rent space. Rent space somewheres where I have a friend, Frank, that's helping me with the London one. But there's a bunch of workshops going on that people have talked to me about me coming to do a day at their workshops. That's kind of what got me to start thinking of, well, I should just do my own workshop. I mean, I can go to theirs as well. I have to look at the schedule and see when these people that I know that want me to come to their workshops are, so I'm not doing them at the same time. And I'd like to have comments on what you think the topics should be, because I was thinking about doing different ones at different things. Somebody suggested to have people bring in something that they wrote, play it, and have me critique it. Or, maybe I'll do one. One of the great things about doing it live, first of all, we can hang out together. Secondly, is that I can actually play music for you. So we could talk about, if we talked about orchestration, I can play, film scores that I can't play on YouTube because I get, dinged for it. And I could bring the actual scores with me, and you guys can take them with you and we can study them. We can look at them while we're listening to it and talk about it. That would be amazing. Or, if you came to Atlanta, you can meet Dylan. So he can be our special guest. But maybe I'll have special guests in different places. We'll see. So anyways, email me and let me know about that. How important is it to know your notes on the neck? Incredibly important. When you watch Pat Metheny play or Wes Montgomery, they're two guys that really play vertically on the fingerboard. When I say vertically, it's this way, okay? On one string. Pat does it all the time. When I interview Pat on Sounding Off, I'm going to talk to him about that. I'm going to talk to him about his melody concept, because his melodic concept is just incredible. But one thing to do to practice this, to get the notes vertically like this, you see how I was going up two strings when I was doing my C Dorian? And I was going like this. Okay? If I start with the first available note on the string and I go, so that's my Dorian scale there. I take the first available note in the scale, which is F, right? Then B flat, C, D, E flat. So you practice that, then if you're going like here, practice those octave jumps because they're really good melodically. Okay, I'm just on the E string. Tough to play. I haven't played all weekend. That's tough. That's how you really get to know those notes, is to just play little melodic fragments like that. Then do it on the inner strings. Then do it on the next string. That is hard. That kills my hand, or that tires my hand out there doing those. You don't even need to, if you know your neck really well, you don't even have to practice this stuff. You can just execute it. What advantage is that rather than horizontal? For melody playing, that's the advantage of that. If you're playing ideas and you're not always, you want to break out of position playing. Position playing makes you just move your fingers and play stuff without really hearing it and thinking of it. What you want to do is if you're truly hearing stuff, you should be able to just jump up to the note that you're hearing. If I'm hearing da ba ba da 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 na da 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 da, right? So it will actually help your relative pitch by doing it on one string. It's when you start crossing strings that it starts to get confusing. But you should really know your scales on sets of one string, 2 strings, 3 strings. So if I play the 3-string scales, right? So I'm doing, let's say I go, using a fingering I wouldn't normally finger. So I'm doing that C Dorian scale on sets of 3 strings and on 4 strings and on 5 strings. It's the same thing like if I'm doing an A major scale, right? And let's say I take an A pentatonic scale. So A major pentatonic, right? Instead of playing it like this, I'm going to play it like this. So I'm playing up 2 strings. I just took 2 random strings, the A string and the D string. So I'm taking the first 2 available notes in the pentatonic. Okay, so that's climbing, right? So I'm just taking 2 notes in each position. Then I move to the next set of 2 strings. I'm on the D and G strings. But you should be That's cool. Never played that before. What did I play? anyways, there's your, that was kind of a cool lick. See, that's called improvising. I stumbled on something I never played. So I did, because I went. And I played it differently that time. But just the act of improvising. That is so cool. Italy, yes. Canada. Iceland. Oh, I want to go to Iceland sometime. Is that Greek or Russian? I can't even tell without my glasses on. LA, Ireland, Indonesia. Hey, everybody. Mexico, Holland, Denver, Puerto Rico, Norway, Germany, Kentucky, Portugal, Germany, Haiti, France, UK, India, Sweden, Kentucky, Istanbul, Singapore, the Bronx, yes, Finland, Wisconsin, Israel, Brazil, Germanistan, North Pole. That's not, come on, not really the North Pole. I don't believe it. Are you in the North Pole? Is anyone in the North Pole? Is anyone in Greenland, Siberia, the North Pole, Northern Canada, anywhere? Anybody above the Arctic Circle? I'm curious. Minnesota, close. China. Man, this is going so fast. Anyway, so there's man, this is insane. That is insane. Okay, how many of you guys think that my live streams go on way too long? Do you ever look at them and go, "Oh man, an hour? I can't spend an hour. I don't have an hour to spend. Should I only do like 30 minutes?" I just get going. 1 hour is good. 2 short streams. No, 24 hours, 2 hours. Let's do it. No, they're great. Too short. 30 minutes would be cool. 24-hour live stream. Man, I've got enough videos to do a 24-hour live stream. Okay. You know, I got to tell you guys something here. If you go back and watch my old videos, it's going to help me out to get up to 100,000 subscribers. And by getting 100,000 subscribers, it pushes my channel out to more people, which is going to enable me to be able to do these, to take my show on the road here, so to speak. So go back, because that helps my watch time. And my watch time, the more my videos you guys watch, if you have any time, go play them in the background or something, because watch time is what makes YouTube push them out to more people. So when you guys are watching them, you know, if you get a minute, turn it on. Even if you're not watching, you're just listening in the background and listen to some of my old videos. I've got some really good ones that I did a year ago. I'm coming up on my year anniversary. I made my first video on June 2nd last year. Now my videos go back further, but they're pretty much just videos of Dylan and, you know, just my family movies and everything that I had on there. But my first video for Everything Music YouTube was June 2nd. I'm going to have a big live anniversary special on the 2nd. That's coming up in a few days, right? What day is today? Is today that we're close? 29th, 30th, 31, 1, 2, in 4 days. I think it's 4 days. I have my, I want to say I made my first video last year. 265 videos, something like that. Something crazy that I've made in the past year. So go back and watch some of the old ones. Do PayPal gift card. Yeah, you can do a PayPal gift card. If you guys want to donate to my channel, you can donate. It's rickbeato1 @ my PayPal. Also, the Beato book. Those of you that you want to learn this stuff, I got it right here. Look. This is the hard copy. I only sell the PDF. Play some Alan Holdsworth melodic phrases. Did you know that that Alan played the tune Non-Brewed Condiment with a guitar tuned in fifths? instead of the guitar tune in fourths. That's Steve Hunt told me that today, and Alan said that he was using the syntax, and then the syntax he stopped using it. He's going to tell the story, but I can give it away. And he had to relearn it on guitar, and he said it was incredibly hard to play. That's where Alan said it was hard to play in fourths, and in fifths is how a violin and cello and viola are tuned. Okay, so to get a fifth, all you have to do is go like that. So you can actually play bigger intervals. It's easier to play an octave on a violin, not in tune it isn't, or violin, viola, or cello, bass, the upright bass, classical bass, which I'm going to get one. I'm going to teach. I'm going to use it for some videos. I want to do some bass lines and stuff, but I want to play upright on it. I'm looking to buy one. So anyways, that's it. Ever meet Derek Trucks? No, but I'm going to get Derek Trucks on Sounding Off. So Non-Brewed Condiment is a phenomenal song. It's my favorite Holdsworth song. It's one of the few Holdsworth songs that there's actually what we call the head, which is the melody on it. You know, that's done where it's not a chord melody. But yeah, he did it on the syntax, and apparently it was tuned in fifths. Maybe the syntax was just tuned in fifths. I don't know. But Steve can, sheds a lot of light on Alan and his songs, and he's gonna, I'm gonna have a little piece that he did that he played for it too. It'll be out in the next week. But you want to hear Holdsworth stories? He played with Alan for 10 years, and he's a super great guy. He teaches at Berkeley and tours a lot. He's a great keyboard player. Amazing. Anyways, so that's all for now. Remember, you want to support my channel and get something out of it? Buy my Beato book. Write me at rickbeato1@gmail.com. You got questions for me? Leave them in the comments. If you guys have any, tell me who I want to see. Write to me and say I would come to this one in New York, LA, London, or Atlanta. Only those four. Don't say, if you do it in Norway, I'm going to come. I want to know if you would travel to come to these, to my live workshops. They're going to be 2 days. The Georgia one might only be 1 day. But let me know, all right? Thanks, everybody. If you got comments, leave them as soon as I stop it, which is right now.